This episode of Raw the Podcast is brought to you by Green Farm Juicery. Green Farm Juicery is your neighborhood juice bar specializing in cold-pressed juice, smoothies, smoothie bowls, and snacks. All their juices are made in-house, raw and fresh, never pasteurized or HPP processed to guarantee highest nutrient content and healing benefits. All their offerings are organic, gluten-free, and dairy-free. Everything is made on-site with love. Not only do they offer incredible healing food options that are all Cheeky approved, but are also your local juice cleanse experts with customization available for you. Stop into Green Farm Juicery today to feel the difference as you consciously consume. Thank you, Green Farm Juicery. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to Raw the Podcast. I'm your host, Allie, founder of TheCheekyClean and Conscious Cart LLC, lifestyle brands for conscious consuming. And I'm here with Jenn Rudolph. Hi, Jenn.
Hi.
And we are in Tulum. So happy to be here. We're on our last day, our last morning. And we were going to have a bye week on the pod. And then I was like, you know what? We should get on the mic and just talk through our experience because I think both of us don't travel often personally. Like the only trips that I've done in the last few years, especially since leaving corporate, have been some sort of like spiritual retreat. I always feel like I have to be like doing something purposefully in order to allow myself to get away. This was like the first thing. I was so surprised when you said yes to coming with me.
Immediately.
Immediately. I was like, wow, okay. But you don't travel a lot either.
Not anymore.
Right.
Not, I guess not since.
I'm saying just like for personal.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely not anymore. I guess it's just the businesses and the dogs and, having a couple places to take care of by yourself. It's just not easy to walk away, nor do I want to sometimes. I don't know. It seems like preparing and I don't know, all of the things just seem like it's so much work. And I constantly put that energy towards my business and my home and my personal life at home and everything. And then I just talk myself right out of it. But this was different. This was like needing sun more than anything.
Totally.
Just realizing it's time to take a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
I have found through the years that going on vacation is more about, yes, we explore and everything, but definitely more about, I need to take a break in order to work out and get healthy things into my body and things like that.
And almost like a reset.
For sure. Like definitely a reset. So I can remember how important those things are when I go back, that I kind of incorporated in my life a little bit better, because constantly I wake up and I'm like, I'm going to work out. I'm going to make myself some healthy stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I don't.
Yeah.
And it's because I immediately dive into the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I need that kind of space where I don't do those things so I can, like we went like going to yoga and everything.
Totally. Vacations are similar to people in that they are mirrors, not escapes. And I think this trip has given us an opportunity to like take a look and say, what do we want to incorporate into our routine? And how grateful and lucky are we to have a life at home that we don't want to escape from? That has been so eye-opening for me. This is the first trip that I've ever been on, like I said, since corporate. That's been just like a personal trip. Get away. We had no plans. We had no like retreat to do. And it's been so healing. And we'll talk about like some of the things that we want to take back with us. But I think what's been the most shell-shocking for me is that I'm so excited to go back to my life. And corporate, it was kind of like this dread that would come. I'd plan these big vacations so I could like get away, try my hardest not to email when I was on my trip and like check out, knowing what was going to be waiting for me when I got back was just like piles of emails and like work that I don't want to do. And vacations were an escape, and I would drink and I would do everything I could to not think about work. And here I'm more like, wow, like I want to use this opportunity to actually just like reset myself and go back into my regular life that I'm so excited to go back to. Mm-hmm. Just feeling more aligned and better and lighter. And also this endless gratitude. Wow, I've kind of created this life that I'm not dreading to go back to. I can't wait to see my dogs. I can't wait to pack people's orders and do the podcast and get back to life. And that is such a rare blessing.
Yeah, it's like when on the weekends when everybody dreads Mondays, and vacation, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I got to go back to work tomorrow. And it's the opposite for us. And that makes there's definitely like, I'm so grateful. I just gratitude, like you said. I mean, gratitude, grateful for the people in my life and taking care of them.
Yeah.
There's always been this kind of like, oh my God, I got to take care of this and take care of this and take care of her and take care of her and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm just like grateful and honored that I get that opportunity to do it now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for work right now. I'm so freaking grateful. I love it so much. I'm not like saying, although my first client canceled and I was like, woohoo.
Yeah.
But
Well, a
still.
nice buffer doesn't hurt anyone. No, but even while we were here, and I mean, we're in different places career-wise as business owners. I mean, yours is much more established and you have people who work for you. And even while we were here, it was like, it's not like you're like, oh, fuck, I have to talk to the girls. You were totally cool, chilling on the beach, responding to them, like almost miss them a little bit, And I think it goes to show you that if you really are needing to escape, and I wish I almost like looked at this a little more closely for those 13 years I was in my corporate career, but it's like, if you need so badly to escape your current life, what is it that you're running from? And I think it's important to take a beat. And so many people, when you think about escapism in general, whether that's, my last podcast was a lot about drinking and sobriety. And when you are misaligned in your life and you feel like you have to get away from it in order to feel better, there's something in your life that's off.
Yeah. And I mean, there's nothing more paralyzing than the fear of change. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like everybody has this fear of change and the unknown. And I go back to all the therapy and things that have taught me. Is it worse to have that moment of change or that dread of the place you're in right now? You know what I mean? What's more painful, like this short amount of time or forever feeling terrible about where you work or where you live or the relationship you're in and blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants to do it. I mean, everybody fears change and fears the unknown. But I guess doing this kind of thing just reminds me of that. You know what I mean? Like as changes come, I guess, and all, what I've been taught is that opposite of fear, which is faith. Whatever it is you personally use to strengthen your faith, that when you go through that change, everything's going to be okay. I mean, the changes we've been through, I mean, I've moved, the changes have just been endless. And now sometimes, even when bad distresses come, I'm like, well, if I've known anything or have learned anything, it's that going through those really rough times, there is something unbelievably magical that I could never imagine on the other side. Always.
Absolutely. You have to get uncomfortable in order to realign. And I think that's the hard part, is thinking about, we're almost taught to build a life of comfort and security. But if you're not happy in it, what I've learned too is embrace the uncertainty and the change and the uncomfortableness in order to create a life that is more aligned. Like, it's worth everything.
It is. There's no doubt about it. I think, and what you need through that is your support system.
Absolutely.
Like I can't go into some huge change in my life without making some phone calls and doing some and really talking it out and doing all the tools that, I have been taught and that people need to maintain. It's so hard to pick them up sometimes because you're just such in that drudge of the everyday everything. But I mean, if I didn't have my support, and I'm talking about raw, authentic support. Like if I go to somebody and I'm like, I want to do this in my life, and they're just like, yeah, go for it. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. I tend to have support. The support I have now will be like, well, let me tell you what you usually do in that situation. Yeah. And let me tell you what you usually do probably incorrectly in that situation. Yeah. And my friends will put it in my face and be like, well, from my experience, you often challenge yourself with this and that and this and that. So those are the things you have to remember that come up that you have to face, and you have to walk right through them and everything. So I don't have anybody like pussyfooting around at me and being like, yeah, sure, you can do anything. It's like, you can do it, but you always go into it not so humble about this part and that.
You have to have the right mindset.
For sure.
And I think, and I'm definitely not telling everyone like go blow up your life, because both of us, I think, I mean, how often do we talk on a weekly basis just like what the fuck we have to manage as entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not like it's this butterfly and rainbows, but at the core of it, what are you running from versus what are you creating? And that's this perspective I have now, is like, I get to go home and create this business and this life that I want to live and surround myself with these relationships and be a dog mom. And it's less about what I'm missing. I've just been illuminated while I'm here to all of this beauty that I have in my regular life. And sometimes when we're in it, especially when we're in the change, it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is chaos. All these fires keep coming up. It's all on my shoulders. There's no one to, back us as independent women. But then having that 50-foot view and looking down and being like, damn, like those trials and tribulations are so worth it.
They are. And when people are faced with these trials and tribulations, it's so important to share like what got you through them in order to get to a vacation where you want to go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And I know like when you changed corporate,
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the most groundbreaking things in your life when you left corporate. And so you had the things you had, your support, your physical strengthening and your physical taking care of, and chemicals getting out of your body, just all those things.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't do all those things, we wouldn't be on vacation grateful to go back.
And
you know
genuinely, I still wake up every single day. It's something that I have to stick to my routine because this mind is addicted to this fear. So I wake up, even here, I've woken up every single day. Where my mind first goes to is like, I should not be on vacation spending money when I don't have the secure income like I used to. Like, I don't deserve this. And that's when I have to instantly shift it and get back to routine, even on vacation. Every morning when that hits, it's like, okay, meditate, get out to the beach, put my feet in the sand, pray, and give it up to God and know that there is a reason why I'm here. I deserve this moment. But if I don't take that clarity, look at the nature around me and be present, my brain will run wild. And we've taken, I think, such, and the reason why we've enjoyed traveling together is because we both find such grounding in these daily healing rituals that we do, not just to feel good physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And it doesn't matter where we're at, home in our regular life or here on vacation, that those serve us so strongly. We've done yoga every day or moved our bodies in some way. We've been drinking healing tea, raw ginger every morning. We've been trying to read and write and be introspective to some regard.
Searching for ginger.
Searching for ginger. I actually think it's so funny when you're in a place like Tulum, which is a party town. It's a beautiful place, some of the prettiest sand and water I've ever seen in my life. But this is the party scene. And, everyone's offering us tequila and all of these drinks and whatever. And we're like, do you have raw ginger? And lemon, we're translating all of this specific stuff that we want, but we know how that makes us feel. It makes me root even deeper in those intentional choices that we make when I go home, because it's like, wow, whether it's even on a good day, we're waking up, all the elements in the environment couldn't be better, yet it's my routine that is keeping me happiest. And vice versa at home, when those things arise and that stuff gets tough, it's that routine that brings you home. So it's like, whatever that is for you, movement, prayer, meditation, find some sort of daily practices, eating healthy, eating clean. Like, these things aren't just things that I do to check the box. It's genuinely, for me, mentally first.
Yeah, because like I'm a mental case 100%.
Yeah.
And if like being hungover on this trip would have not served me very well whatsoever. I would not have been walking on the beach.
I would have woke up being like, I do not deserve to be here whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like your mind goes
and I don't
crazy.
feel like doing anything. And I would have been more like, I don't deserve to be on vacation. I would have been more, I've wasted all this vacation. I've wasted all this money and wasted all this time and wasted all this scenery and opportunities and blah, 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 blah. Like, I can't, one freaking trigger two in the next day is like gone.
I know.
Gone.
It just goes to show how, like, those little habits that seem simple, like having a coconut water instead of a fucking margarita, it serves you.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, your environment in general, that's what this reminded me of too this week, is your environment seriously does shape you so much, whether it's the people you're around, the energy around, the surroundings. Waking up and putting my feet in the sand and my eyes in the sunshine, it is life changing. It really is.
And helps us sleep better at night.
And helps us sleep better at night. And I just think it is so difficult being in a climate like Cleveland, but there are ways.
But we here,
Yeah.
every night, except last night, every night had music that was literally shaking our room. Our windows were shaking until 1 a.m. at least.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to the point where we could feel it in our hearts.
Yeah.
It was so odd, easy, even on the quieter nights.
Yeah.
And we every night slept like rocks
Rocks.
for hours.
I know, it really
no
makes me think.
disturbances. I did not wake up like one of those disturbances that you wake up and can't get back to
Yeah, and
sleep.
we're talking like I had earplugs in plus my noise canceling headphones on in order to go to bed.
And I somehow woke up and went, I remember like there were a couple nights like I said to myself, I am not going to be able to sleep tonight. I might as well just know I'm staying up till 1. And then that was at like 10 or 11 o'clock. And then all of a sudden it's morning. And I was like, what happened?
And I think that really has to do with
the sun,
the
waking
circadian
up,
rhythm.
100% of seeing that sun and putting our feet down and getting nourishment and then going and exercising every day, even when we didn't intend to.
Yeah.
Walking everywhere, like just getting into that.
And I think I want to take that wholeheartedly back with me. There are certain things that you can control and obviously others that you can't. And Cleveland is harsher winters. There is less sunshine, but there are ways to be more cognizant of it. And I'm going to do everything I can. You know, even in the morning, sometimes when I take my dogs out, I'll just stay at the door while they go out.
100.
And I'm going to go out there every day. And even if it's cloudy, I'm going to put my eyes towards the sky because I think this trip really did show me how much. Good morning, Ola.
Hola.
The sunlight does affect my mood. I have a tendency to like run. Like I said, I do all these things because my natural frequency tends to run more anxious and depressed. And so, yes, I get up and I work out a lot and that helps tremendously. But there is something about the light that you're exactly right has helped so much with sleep and just overall well-being throughout the day that find a way to still get that in the harsher climate. And it's worth it when we have winters like that.
Well, I mean, and there's those mornings where you're just like, I mean, I'm not the most chipper person in the morning. So then I get up and I'm like, I'll get some sunlight, feel better. And then you walk outside and it's dark. You know what I mean? No matter what, the cloud.
Yeah.
And so I just give up right then and there. And I'm like, there's people who live in that all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
All the time. And so I got to know that no matter what, if you go out there, those beams do get through. You know what I mean? There's definitely some point, even if it's not first thing, just at some point of the day to try to go out and just kind of like face. But grounding your feet too. Grounding your feet too. Again, like what we have like a foot of snow, so we can't necessarily ground our feet obviously right now. But I guess that's why it's more important to kind of like give yourself a break if you have the opportunity to go away, or if you. Okay, so you can't ground your feet. Well, then put grounding nourishment in your body. You know what I mean?
Right. Or it's like there are certain things that you could do, and it's not always about investing in expensive things, but it's more just like, is there small investments that are worth making that could make huge differences in your life? Like right before I left a couple weeks ago, I bought a walking pad on Amazon, $89. Okay. I don't know why anyone in their right mind would ever buy a treadmill ever because they're so big and ugly. And, you know, I have my small little apartment. Like this walking pad just slides underneath when I'm not using it, a little dresser or a bed or behind a chair. You can't even see it. And I've just been putting on my little weighted vest and doing miles on it. And it has helped so much. I have it next to my window. So it's like there are days when, it is so cold. I think it's like -10 in Cleveland right now or something. But I've found over the last few weeks of just walking on my walking pad next to my window a couple miles a day has shifted my mindset tremendously. It's those little things that are so worth it.
I got the vibrating plate.
Yeah.
And those mornings where I don't want to move at all, there's a 10-minute vibration plate workout everywhere.
Yeah.
Look, it's so easy to look up, and
I've heard such amazing things. The lymph is so powerful.
it makes you move even when you don't want to. You know what I
And
mean?
it's shaking those toxins out of you.
100.
It's opening up the lymphatic system.
And then if you kind of visualize these things, these toxins being shaken in you, but then being stuck there,
yeah,
it gives you a little bit of energy and motivation to be like, okay, I'm going to consume lots of whatever it is to detox your body. Whether it's the waters and the juices or the foods, just kind of like get it out of your body and everything. Because I myself am in pain almost every day because of my age, because of standing for 1,000 years,
Yeah.
and being in winter always, makes it 10 times worse.
Totally.
So getting those muscles and joints and body and things moving a little bit. I mean, trust me. I mean, there's days where I'm like, I don't want to do a thing. And I step on that because I'm just trying to set myself up for the next day and the next day. There's so many times where I'm like, I'll do that tomorrow because it's just I'm not feeling it today.
Totally.
And your procrastination really sucks into your brain and you're like, then you feel worthless and then you feel like a failure and all the things start piling up and everything. So yeah, the practice, again, this kind of vacation, just kind of giving you some space to reset the body and feel healthy again.
And notice how you feel when you're doing these things, and even we just said hello to our yoga teacher who walked by, we had a different yoga teacher every day here, which was cool because it was nice to switch up the practices that the hotel we're staying at would bring in. But what I liked about hers was it was a flow that anyone could do any morning. And we jumped and shook awake our lymphatic system. And if you don't want to buy and invest in the product yet, you can just jump and shake and move for 5 minutes in the morning. And it will completely shake awake your inner lymph, start moving those toxins through, like opening things up. And I've always said yoga is such a healing practice, but it's so much more than physical. And I think this week has helped me reconnect to that. I did a little workout one day, but yoga, my gosh, is such a way without equipment, without all the fuss, that you can really reconnect to your body, mind, and soul, physically, mentally, emotionally, come back to center. And all that takes is 15 minutes in your morning, if that's all you have. And it's so worth it. But something else that I think is interesting is that even though we're in this beautiful place with all these healing things and the opportunity and space in our days to consciously choose these healing rituals, it's important to note that anywhere your immune system can be compromised.
Well, and it was.
And Jen and I, we had an interesting travel journey on the way here because we got that huge blizzard the night into leading up to when we were leaving that morning. So our flight was delayed 3 hours while we sat on the plane. We missed our connection to Tulum. So we ended up having to go to Cancun and then drive to Tulum from there. But on our second flight, it was me on the end, Jen in the middle, and this girl by the window. And girl was sick as a dog.
Sick as a dog. Tissues everywhere, sneezing, coughing, everywhere. Eating everything, throwing everything. It was like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
No, it literally was.
And I was like,
and like, there's nowhere you can go.
What are you going to do? I mean, you're sick, you know what I mean?
And you can't leave that area. And I think either one of us, we were just so happy to be here, like wanted to give it attention.
We're like, our immune systems will fight this. No big deal. We got it. No big deal.
Because we do things on a day-to-day basis. I mean, like the week before we were making healing foods, you were making those ginger shots. We were definitely like preparing our bodies for travel because the thing is, being stuck on a plane with that air circulating of everyone's sickness and germs, it is such an easy way to get sick. So we were doing our best to compromise it, to make sure it wasn't compromised. But that was unavoidable. And she was next level. And sure enough, like within 2 days,
Sunday night,
you're like, I have a scratchy throat. And I'm like, I don't believe you.
I gotta be honest with you.
You're like, I gotta be honest with you. And I'm like, I don't believe you.
And Allie said, you're thinking you're sick. You think you're sick. And I said, I've been thinking I wasn't sick the whole time. And I'm like, listen, this is not going away. I feel a something heading on me.
I feel a something heading on me. And I'm like, yeah, I don't believe you.
And I went into straight heal mode. That night. Slept 9 hours, searched endlessly, had no idea it was right in my front yard beach in a restaurant. Asked them to make us an amazing, they were calling it the good tea.
Yeah. We had to translate it. It
Yep.
was like, Jen's like, I just need ginger, raw ginger. And it is like, my God, so healing and so good for you. So we were just cutting up raw ginger, mint, limes, honey.
Making a tea. Sucked it down that night. I have some vitamin D drops with K. I had some zinc.
And then I brought multivitamins.
And you had multivitamins
and
and omegas. And then slept
water.
9 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then woke up as if nothing even happened. Now, I was so ecstatic that I felt like nothing. I couldn't believe it. I was literally like asking Chat and Google, like, how is it that I felt like flu coming on so hard and then waking up as if nothing happened? Like, did it really was it really all those things? But there were other things going on, like, temperature change does that to you, drastic temperature change, which of course we experienced that.
Yeah.
The plane itself,
Yeah.
Different air quality, all these different things and stuff. And it really was kind of like adding up to, even if it was a sickness, your body, it sounds like it's fighting it off pretty quick. And then no sooner did I feel great, the next night,
my throat was closed.
Allie goes, not going to lie, my throat itches.
I'm like, my throat is, no, I woke up and I was like, my throat was closed and I could just feel this weirdo, like how you can sound and it sounds weird. Now something is so off. I felt like off. And as the day went on, first off, I think it's so important to be able to listen to your body.
Sure.
And we like took a beat and we're like, okay, we're not going to overdo it, So just took it chill through yoga, got all the teas, really just like
went in the ocean.
We really came here to reset in our routine, be present, and feel good. And so when you're not feeling great, it's like shit, And I think your mind just like wants to run to this dark place. But that's when we were saying from the beginning of the episode, tools kick in. Like we have the ability to overcome this. We know what to do to feel better, put it into practice. And also I think knowing ourselves and yeah, we're in Tulum. Everyone's like, you have to go do all these things, all these excursions, this, that, and the other. And we were kind of like, we want to see some of the beautiful areas of Tulum, but we don't need to be on a bus with 50 people driving 4 hours round trip to like check all these boxes as if we've done that and seen that. And so
we only had so many days.
And so we're like, you know what works for us is like having our driver that our hotel was able to hook up for us and like doing it our way.
Same price, probably a little less.
Price. So we went to these beautiful cenotes, which are fresh water holes, sinkholes almost, like in the jungle. There's 150 of them around Tulum. They're all different. Some are in caves, some are in the jungle. They're everywhere. And we did our own research and we found, which is like the fucking beauty. And again, like I can't stress enough to like not use commercial things when you're searching. We found all the best insight from other people's blogs, which is so cool. Like people who've actually been there, went on the trip, like what do their real words say about it? Is it our vibe? We found two that were like, these look insane and we want to see them so bad. So we had our driver take us and we listened to our body the whole time. And we weren't like, no, we have to go, go, go. We swam in the most beautiful place and we're feeling like, you know what? We need a healing lunch. We don't want to stop for some heavy ass food. We used Yelp. We found the cutest place. Sure enough, they have the ginger shots, healing juices. We had local sourdough bread, beautiful vegetables, and it was like invigorating for our body and mind. And it was so fun.
Our driver ate it and
Raphael was like, what is this?
And when I say driver, I don't mean that some, drink.
Yeah, he's just a random.
I mean, it was cheaper to do this than to go on to an excursion. You know what I mean? It's the same people taking us to and from the airport. And he's like, we invited him to lunch. He was like, there's no meat here. And not that we're vegetarians or anything, just happened to be no meat at this one. And he was like, okay, I'll try it. And he had like,
and he absolutely loved it.
Oh my God, we laughed and it had such a great time.
He's never had, he was like so perplexed by the burrito being vegetarian.
And he's never probably seen two Americans so happy to find this kind of food.
We're like, oh my God. Like we were so happy. And I just love that shit. It's like eating healthy and consuming things that make you feel good is worth everything. Imagine had we instead woke up kind of feeling sick, but hair of the dog and start drinking, the difference in our immune system.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely listened to our bodies, but we also didn't miss out on anything.
We missed out on nothing.
And we I think the important thing that we did was obviously not like drink and eat crappy food, but we also went to bed early every night. Even though we did all those
Sleep.
things.
I
mean,
can't
we
tell
walked.
you.
We really hiked yesterday and we really we walked the beach a lot and we, did our yoga and this and that, walked everywhere, up and down the street 1,000 times.
Yeah, besides when we went to like the ruins and the cenotes and had Raphael drive us that day, like we didn't want to take a car one place while we were here. So every single night we walked to dinner, we walked wherever we wanted to go throughout the week, which I think helps so much. But it just goes back to like all over Instagram or the world is all of these million things that you have to do in order to feel good. Biohacking, this, that, and the other. I cannot stress enough the simple basics of daily walks, eating healthy, and quality sleep. Like that shit will change your life. And if there is nothing else that you can do to get in a routine, like focus on those 3 things and it will sun if possible. Nothing will heal your immune system more or keep you prepared for whatever life throws at you, body, mind, and soul. And isn't that just like so cool? Because it sometimes feels so inundating with like, oh my God, I need all these things in order to feel good.
We number one guilty of being like, this is off, this is off, this is off. I must need this, and steer away from those basics.
Yeah.
And I hear other people talk about certain things about this isn't working and that's not working. My sleep's not working. My this is not working. I feel this and this. It's just kind of like the smoothies. Like I feel like shit after the smoothies, and and they're like, it must be what they put in it. It must be I'm allergic to this, and it's like no, actually, it's just that you're drinking your food, and it's not always good to do. You need to have that in. You need to put saliva in your food first in order to digest. It's going back to that simple beginning basic thing.
Exactly.
Instead of being like, I'm allergic to this and I'm no, it's not. Like, I'm somebody who can't sleep. No, that's not it. You're just not getting any sun, unfortunately. And it's hard to in Cleveland right now. It's like you get away from those basics. So we keep adding all these strange things that we are learning about and feeling like we need, even vibrating plate. I'm like, my God, I feel this and this. I need a vibrating plate. Like I'm guilty of getting those things.
Right.
If I don't have a vibrating plate, there's other things that
like I said, you can jump around.
You can jump around and stuff.
No, it's so true. It's like simple, like less is so much more. That was like one of my mottos going into the year this year is do less, but more intentional. And if you start to strip away all these things, you really realize like, it's actually not the norm though. So it's like, even in Mexico, I think one of the things, and even with Raphael, that's really surprised me is that packaged processed food, burnout, overworking, lack of movement, the pharmacies here. You can walk across the street on every 3 blocks is a pharmacy with fucking Xanax, painkillers, this. It's like, and I wish that as a species, we could get back to basics because you don't need all of those things, whether it's your immune system's compromised or whether you just want to feel better mentally. There are basics that you can do first that will yield so much more value than these quick fixes, and it's worth considering.
That being said, you and I both had a moment when we were sick where we're like, maybe we do need that CPAP.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like that's how our minds are conditioned.
And it's so readily available.
And that's why these pharmacies are available, because
100%.
they know the way the American mind is conditioned.
100%.
You and I both.
Yep.
You were like, don't put that fucking CPAP in your body. It's poison, I would never. You got sick the next day and you were like,
I was like, I understand why you're interested in the CPAP.
100%. So that being said,
we didn't do it.
We didn't. Thank God.
And I wouldn't. Because, to me, it's not worth a quick fix.
But I think it's important to know that this goes back to support and open-mindedness. Because here's the thing. There are people that are in a state of mind that have been conditioned. Just because we are conditioned to have each other to talk ourselves out of it, there are other people that are not. And so you don't want to. So I have to remember, because I was somebody who would have been like, woohoo, a pharmacy. But I also have to remember that that support's been given to me, and I have to support other people too.
Yeah.
Whether they are there or not. So I have to be humble and open-minded that just because they're not there, I'm not going to fucking abandon them.
No, my God, no.
You know what I mean?
And I think there's, and that's where it goes back to, it's like, I've never been anti-modern medicine, and I'm not. But I think that societal norm of going to the quick fix or the quick escape first is detrimental to our long-term health.
100%
And
it
that's what the
is.
moral of the story is it's like why I want to talk about it, because I feel like it's these basic things: eating healthy, having some sort of spiritual mental practice like meditating or yoga, moving your body, and good quality sleep. Like it is going to, and oftentimes I think we go to the quick fixes before we even try any of those things, or we grab the quick fix and don't do any of those things. And whether it's antidepressants, this, that, or the other, I think there needs to be a more social emphasis on these core, simple things that are free need to be a priority.
And I think what's hard to kind of like guide and push everybody, like what people have to know is kind of, I feel like it's very hard to figure out everybody's own personal motivation. Like we can say, get good sleep, get sun, take out that processed food. I still like, for instance, with working out, I mean, I have a bazillion workouts that come across my Instagram every day. And I save them all. And I put that phone down. And even though I have them all, I still have no fucking clue where to start. No clue. So, like having those like little steps of like, okay, where do I start? You have to personally find your faith, your higher power, your thing in your life that shows you what your motivation is.
You have to find what works for you.
I have to have my personal motivation, my personal support. I go to a friend and be like, where do you think I should start?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where do you think I should start with this?
Exactly.
So having that, like, that faith, that motivation, that personal plug-in of like, tell me where to actually step one should be, because it's just like when you go to clean your house and every single fucking room is a goddamn disaster. And what do? You sit on the couch and you look at it because you're like, I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
And that's how I am about my life sometimes and about my health sometimes. You provide different where to start, because I don't know if it's your food that's going to motivate you. I don't know if it's your exercise that's going to motivate you, your support, your faith. I don't know. I'm going to give you all the ones you can choose from to start.
And start small. And I think that's what it's always went back to for me is it's like every empowered choice starts to add up. And it's like little steps, big differences.
Practice.
And if the only thing that you can do at this moment is to wake up and stretch for 10 minutes,
100%.
Do it every day.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, that little thing is going to make you feel so much better that then you're going to be like, you know what? I might have some hot water and lemon this morning instead of going straight to my coffee first.
Take one thing out of your diet. Take Diet Coke out of your diet. Just take Diet Coke out of your diet. That's it.
And you know what? If you can't commit to it long term, just say tomorrow I'm not going to have a Diet Coke.
100%. Stay in the moment. It's like the just for today aspect.
Exactly.
Just for
one
today,
thing at a time. And that's how I felt about like alcohol. I never was like, I'm never drinking again. I'm like, I'm going to not drink tomorrow and this week or this month. And all of a sudden you start to feel good. You start to sleep good. But the mind is crazy and it really does get addicted to these patterns. And in the same way that we can be addicted to negative patterns, we can train ourselves to get addicted to positive ones. And it seems like something so small, like what is stretching for 10 minutes a morning going to do for me?
Oh my God, I can't even believe
it. Like vibe into motion of you being willing and open to add these other little things. And then all of a sudden you look at your day and you're like, damn, like I'm kind of like shifting and realigning, and it's a powerful shift.
It's really amazing. Like little tiny things too of gratitude, like meeting Raphael and him helping us in these little ways that like, do you guys have towels? We were like,
we literally
like, I got my microphones.
I'm like, we have microphones, we have lipstick, we have fucking entire bags of shit. But no, we don't have towels. The thing we need for the cenotes. Oh, but we're open to it.
I have been suffering with this lower back situation, whether it's mental, physical, and everything like that. And we get to these rooms and these beds are hard as rock. Hard as rock. We jump on it. We're like, hard. My back
has never felt better.
The first thing I'm doing when I go home is taking that goddamn pillow top off of my bed because I'm in too much of a squishy bed and had no idea. You know what I mean? I thought the more soft, squishy, but nope, making that bed like this bed here, I can't even believe it. Like those little parts of gratitude of like,
and perspective. And like you wouldn't have had that had you not gotten out of your comfort zone. And it's like, it kind of goes two ways with us. Like, I think we want to empower people to create a life daily that you don't want to escape from and that you look forward to going back to after a vacation. But I also think like getting yourself out of your comfort zone, which is also tricky for people who are very into routine like we are, is a challenge, but it's worth getting uncomfortable a little bit and shifting your perspective to then have gratitude and appreciate these things and do things a little bit differently. Like going back, I'm going to prioritize every single day, like having this healing. Like I'm never going to stop drinking raw ginger lemon water. Like it has made me feel so good.
And the one thing I am not going to go without is a little stretch in the morning.
Exactly.
Because like stretching in the morning has just helped me mentally to not put all the stresses in my lower back, because it is such a mental thing, and that tension in the back. I mean, the body keeps score kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
100%.
I mean, that my routine, trust me, like even though I say I have a routine, I do not have like the kind of routine I think people think with like, I wake up and do this and I get sun and I do exercise. That's not how it goes.
Yeah.
I have one routine. I have a drink in the morning that has all of these healing benefits. And that is the only routine, honestly, that and walking the dogs. Those are my two only routines I have. I needed more because of like my age and everything. Like I need a little bit more. I had such a hard time putting the practice of an actual physical stress and a little bit of lifting and that kind of stuff. I'm having such a hard time putting that. That's what this vacation was for me, to give me the time to put it into my life, to show me the benefits, so that I do take 10 extra 15 minutes to put that in my life, is that little bit of stretching. Like I'm going to try my best. My best.
Yeah, try your best. And it's like, but
do
you're going to stick to your one thing that helps you so much. And it gives you this clarity of like doing the other things. I mean, even coming here, I brought my collagen. I know that bringing a million supplements isn't going to be feasible when traveling, but I can bring my collagen. I can start my day with something that I know is going to make me feel good. It's going to boost my immune system, my gut health. And that's a ritual that I can add into my day that I can stick to. And it's like these little small things.
And I think it's very important too to mention, like I am in this type of job where for the most part, it's been like my work day, like my salon is open noon to 9.
Yeah.
So my late nights, something that I had always struggled with was eating dinner very, very, very late, which like really put a lot of stress on my body. But what's nice about it is I have these mornings available. I mean, so many of my friends and family members, they get up and have to be at work at 6:30, at 7:00, get the kids together so early in the morning. There's no space and time for them to do anything. And I can't imagine having that. I don't know. I guess it's kind of just like 6:30 is 10:30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of thing, because I end up staying up much later than most.
Yeah.
I'm trying to shift that a little bit so that I do get up a little bit earlier, so that I don't eat so late at night. I've told my girls, let's close at 7. Let's close at 8.
And this trip has allowed you to see like, okay, when I go to bed earlier and I have longer mornings, it actually serves me. And you don't have to move so quickly. Like you're crunched for time. Like you have a moment to take a stretch and take a beat.
The people that have to be up that early and have to go, like, I don't know if the answer is getting up at 5. I don't know if the answer is doing it after work. I don't know what the answer is for people, but you got to just try it a little bit somewhere in there, in between work, on your lunch break. I don't know. I don't know where that answer is. I mean, you had a corporate life where you had to get up so early and do that.
Yeah, but it goes back to, I think that any job that you're in, and for me, it was when I took control of my life in corporate, was when I was able to manage it. And I think for many years, I let the job manage me instead of me managing my life and having a job. I just started to be like, I'd have to wake up at 4:30 and I'd get my workouts done in the morning before work, but I would meal prep on Sundays and have things that I would take with me traveling or throughout the week. I would schedule my day sometimes where I'd have an hour break in the middle of the day and I could go on a walk during that time. And the way that I was able to get back to my office later in the afternoon with such clear mind. And I had to what felt like push the boundaries, but it actually wasn't. It was taking care of myself. And I do think any job, genuinely, you should feel empowered to also create habits around that serve you too. I can't run myself into the ground and be a productive human.
I think we all know the times in our days where we are doing mindless
shit.
Nothing.
Yeah. Like scrolling.
And I mean, so guilty. And, those mindless moments and they're so justified.
Yeah.
And you feel like you are so like entitled to those moments and everything like that. But when they add up day after day after day,
you have to look at where your distractions
are. I have
are.
no time for this, no time for that. You're like, that's when you got to like And again, guilty as charged. I mean, I
You have to look at
definitely
where your distractions
have done
are.
it, do it, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. But yeah,
The last perspective that I want to talk is just like as Americans, how privileged we are. And I think this trip, it just made me so grateful. I
not
want to
saying,
open myself to being able to understand other cultures more closely than the box that I get stuck in living in Cleveland, Ohio. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's, we're
I
not
have
staying
so
in the
much respect for
bougiest
it.
bougie. We are not staying in this bougie ass hotel by all means. It's not like the bougie. It's super cool, super nice and everything like that. Just kind of mid,
Yeah.
kind of
It's just like a
a
boutique
hotel.
hotel. It comes with like, it's charming.
I feel like there is just this kind of like grounding, humble authenticness about people in general around this area.
They're so genuine.
Mm.
And it kind of makes me feel like I want to take that gratitude.
You look so bougie right now.
I know I do. We got these from the supermarket.
I love it.
I want to
They
take,
are from the supermarket.
I want to take that
Everything
gratitude.
is from the supermarket.
It is. I want to
This
take,
is given to you.
it is. I want to take the
happen
gratitude
to
for
be
the
able to do
daily
that.
routine that I've seen in the locals here.
Oh my God. They're
Working or doing taxes or whatever the
Ugh.
fuck it is. I want to bring this like level of gratitude that I've seen in so many of the people here. Smiling, joy, like joy is my word for the year. Like I just want to feel light and happy. And that comes from choice. Realizing like, you know, as Americans, most of us do speak one language. We're used to one way of life, and there is a world of opportunity to think differently. And that's where I'm like, how grateful are we to have had this perspective shift this week, to go home to lives that we're creating, to be able to help other people. It's a dream, and I'm just so grateful for it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone we've ran into ever since getting off the plane, you know, everybody we ran into. And when you think about the fact that they do that to every visitor that comes through here like that, because I see them treating everybody like that.
Mhm.
I mean, that is work ethic like no other.
Like
To
no
be
other.
that
To
sweet
do your
to
job with
everybody.
joy. To do your job with joy.
And even if
Like,
they're not, they don't show it.
they don't show it, and it's contagious, and it makes us feel good
For
because
sure.
they are exuding it.
Oh my God, wait till we share the pictures after our massage.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's one of the women that we said hello to. Everyone here thinks Jen and I are lesbians. And we finished our massage, and she did a full-blown photo shoot and like made us pose in all these poses. It was so I was peeing. I was crying, laughing so hard. What is what is the one thing you're most excited for going home to?
My dogs.
I can't wait to see those
But
buffaloes.
besides that,
Yeah.
my staff, they did. That's another thing too, is that my girls, shout out Studio Muse, that my girls, like they conducted this whole entire huge balayage class without me being there.
Yeah,
I
like,
handed them
the
the credit
show
card,
goes
said
on.
order lunch, have a great time. They did social media with it. I mean, my staff is running like a machine while I'm not even there. And they told me not to check.
And that's a
They
testament to
said,
you as a
"We'll
business
take-"
we're
For sure. They told me, don't check. You don't have to check the voicemail.
That's
We're on
amazing.
it. Da, 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 da. For the first time ever.
Yeah.
For the first time ever.
That's
It
so
was,
badass.
I've never, even when it would go on vacation, when it was just Maddie and myself, I stressed more about it. When it was just her and I,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because I worried about my clients.
Yeah.
My clients text me now. I go, I'm on vacation.
Love that.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I'm
you're
doing
taking a beat and you've learned that discipline.
that.
It's like,
They just freaking amaze me, especially how different they are from a couple years ago.
totally.
It's insane.
That's
It's
so badass.
gosh,
And it's just like so
incredible.
much as you've grown as a person and your business has grown.
Yeah, I mean, as a whole, my friends, my family, my best friend had surgery this morning, and yeah, I just
Like I said,
I'm
when you
just
take
so
a step
happy
back
that I
and you
love
like
my
have a
life back there.
365 view, you're like, yeah, like life is pretty beautiful.
Because,
So-
you know, with the winter right now, the one thing everybody is like, why do we live here? Why do we live here? And then we come here and we're like, oh my God, why do we live there? But not at all. Like I'm there, but because guess what? There aren't warm showers here. Or ice
Oh,
cold
yeah.
showers.
Ice cold showers here.
You know what I
Oh.
mean? I mean, that's the
It
one
really
thing is,
makes
like,
you
coming back.
appreciate these things.
For
And like,
sure.
I actually am going back into life and I'm going to embrace the unknown. I'm like looking forward to being able to have this gift of like creating a life that I don't want to escape from. And I want to remember that every single morning when I wake up and my mind wants to go to, you should be in corporate, you should be having a secure job, and come back to like, what a gift to be able to build something that I believe in and I'm proud of. And I just want to like root so deeply in that opportunity because it is, and stay present,
We will. We
Yeah.
will.
All right. Well, love ya. We're
Love
going to
you.
breakfast.
Going to the breakfast.
Getting one last healing little brekkie before we head out. So, love you, cheekies. We ran into a cute girl at the coffee shop the other day who was definitely going through like a strange transition of life. And you could tell she was just so unhappy and trying to figure out where to go next. And it just reminded me, and why I wanted to get on the mic today is to just say, like, you can feel empowered to do simple little things that help you build a life that you don't want to run away from. And we encourage all of you guys to do that. So thanks for listening. Thanks for recording with me, Jen.
No problem, baby. Let's go.
See you back in the stew. Love ya.